Hi, my name is Lane Brasington, and I'm going to discuss the living condition aspects of animal ethics. We all know that food appears on our fridges and in our plates. But do we think about the process that the animal goes through to become that burger, that barbecue, and the bacon? And we know how we like our bacon. Some animals get treated somewhat decent if they're organic or grass-fed animals, and they're allowed to roam free and be outside. While in the industrial size farms, they're in close quarters and they don't get to go outside. It's not common that people think about the process that these animals have to go through before they become the meat that's on our plates, but I want to educate people on just how these animals are all treated. I'm going to start with the industrial size farms. So we all know that the livestock industry is a booming industry in America. It's common that we all want more meat, cheaper meat, so that we can feed our families and so that we don't go hungry. But we don't stop to look at the living conditions. These animals are crowded into barns, very tight, close, and they don't go outside. And Singer discusses this in his writing Equality for Animals. He says, "We tolerate methods of meat production that confine sentient animals in cramped, unsuitable conditions for the entire duration of their lives." He's saying that we don't think about these animals being crowded and cramped into these huge barns. And there was another lady that discussed in Rolling Stone magazine how her name was Sarah, and she went undercover at a pig farm and firsthand got a look at one of these industrial pig farms, and she reported that there were about 10,000 pigs cramped into a barn with forced breeding and abusive caretakers. And her exact words are, "The stench of their shit piled 3 feet high in the slanted trenches below. The blood on sows' snouts cut by cages so tight they can't turn around or lie sideways. The racking cries of broken-legged pigs hauled into alleys by dead-eyed workers and left there to die of exposure." So she got a little bit more of the dark side of what goes on in this animal industry. And I'm going to show you a picture of that real quick. So this is not the exact image of the farm that Sarah worked at, but this is a industrial pig farm in general to show just exactly what she would have seen on her everyday work in this undercover industry. We all know that the treatment of the organic or grass-fed animals is completely different because it comes from the name. They're grass-fed. But I actually wanted to go and do a little bit of digging, and I looked into the Agricultural Marketing Resource Center and found just how many animals that they're supposed to have and just how much they're supposed to roam. They have to be allowed outdoors and have access to a pasture. It's not allowed for them to just stay inside and eat regular grains that the other animals were seeing. But it says that it's a little more expensive. But as of 2011, there were 2 million acres of organic certified range and 63,680 organically certified beef cows. So pretty much it ends up that there's maybe 300 cows or pigs per farm. Whereas we saw with Sarah that there were 10,000 pigs in one barn. So they're definitely smaller because they have to be allowed to roam on pasture, and they have to have certain amount of pasture to roam on. It's not legal for them to have less than the amount that's allowed. They are also have to receive different food. They're not allowed to have the hormones and steroids that you see in the other ones. But they are going to be seen as a little more free range and running around. I'm going to show you a picture of the pigs that are on your typical grass-fed farms. So this is a picture I found of a typical organic pig farm that shows how these little piglets and the pigs are in these fields and not in the cages like we saw in the industrial size farms. We can see the huge difference in these two. And I want to say a quote from Singer in that reading Animal Equality. He says that cruelty is acknowledged only when profitability ceases. His idea of the cruelty is the fact that one are sitting in cages and the other ones are allowed to roam free. But it's clear that the two groups of farm animals are subjected to different environments from each other when it comes to the ways of living. While one gets time to roam free in a field with its small amount of family, the other lives in a building surrounded by hundreds of its cohorts. Maybe this will be a thought-provoking topic next time you're shopping in a store or eating that bacon cheeseburger from McDonald's. You'll think, what did this animal have to go through to arrive on my plate? Thank you for watching. Once again, I am Lane Brasington, and I was discussing the living conditions with animal ethics.